The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions expressed by the guests do not reflect those of the hosts, the show, the management, or the network.
This podcast episode is brought to you by Montesa Medical Group Aesthetic Center, Advanced Dermatology, Age Management, and Plastic Surgery. Timeless beauty, safe, and worry-free. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Bloomer Babe Podcast. This is your host, Katie. Welcome to the podcast about my life, current news, lifestyle, millennial struggles, and anything under the sun. So if that sounds like your jam, please stick around. Hi, babes. I hope everyone is doing good. And today I have another guest with me. This one is very interesting kasi he has been a friend of mine since I think after COVID, and we met through Bumble. So isa to sa mga naging connections ko or na-meet ko sa Bumble na talagang I think sasabihin ko na nag-prosper kasi naging friends talaga kami. Maybe I'll just let him introduce himself. So Mix, kamusta ka na?
Hello. Hey, I'm good. I'm doing well. It's nice to be able to catch up again in this way.
Tagal-tagal.
Yeah, tagal na nga. Ang bilis ng panahon no?
Oo.
Yeah. Pero yun nga, well, I'm glad that you were able to invite me for this, para at least we can somewhat catch up at the same time talk about some interesting stuff. Of course, suffice to say, I heard about your last podcast and sobra akong tuwang-tuwa with the reminiscing back in, alam mo yun, memory lane. Sobrang, as in daming, kumbaga kung check boxes, ang dami kong na-check na, alam ko to, alam kong show na to, alam ko na yan. Ayun.
Yung throwback 90s.
Yes. That was just was that the most recent, right? Correct?
Yes, very recent kong upload. Ano bang naalala mo noong 90s? Sino ba ang favorite mong love team that time?
Oh my God, favorite love team. I wouldn't say it's favorite, pero sila yung pinakilala, di ba? Like si Rico yan and si
si Rico yan, Claudine ka pala.
Yes.
So mas gusto mo si Rico yan kaysa kay Dieter Ocampo.
I guess he had that good boy look and of course, I mean parang I don't know, parang sila yung laging matunog na kilig partners nung time na yun, if I'm not mistaken. So yun. Yeah. But of course, I also heard about your F4 fan, and actually, I don't know if I told you about it before when we met, but I had a very interesting relationship to the F4 fan craze. I don't know if you remember that.
Hindi ko na maalala, pero ikaw mga poster sa kwarto.
No. Hindi. So anyway, since para lang give tribute, to where it's due. So basically, F4 started way back in 2001, something like that time, right? So I was in high school then, and it's so weird because my barkada, my friends, decided to lend me some of their CDs. So, CD pa nung time na yon, of episodes of Meet Your Garden in its original form, which in Mandarin yung audio and subtitles. So, I was binge watching it with a dictionary katabi ko.
Wow,
trying
okay.
to understand it. I come from a Chinese school. And my mom, who worked at the time at ABS-CBN, she works for, saw me watching it and was asking me what it was about. Sabi ko, it's Meet Your Garden, it's this, nice TV series, ganyan. And it was being offered to ABS-CBN at the time, and initially they rejected it. But when my mom saw me binge watching it, she recommended the kunin ng ABS-CBN, and the rest was history. The F4 craze started. So, grabe, di ba?
Ikaw pala yung una nag-review.
Hindi naman, unofficial
unofficial
review. Nakita lang niya na pinagtsatsagaan ko with a dictionary in hand yung story because that time wala pang dubs, wala pang so...
Pero aware ka na sikat siya saan ba siya? Taiwan ba siya galing? Tama ba ako?
No, I was not even aware. It was my barkada who suggested
so,
it. So,
pinahiram lang siya
yung mga CD. Yung CD. Pinahiram lang sa akin and they had to watch it at home. And then, na-hook ako. And then yun. Then nakita ng mom ko, bet hook ka dyan? Parang, that's not the type of shows that you usually watch. So, wala lang ako. Natuwa ako eh. So, ayun. And then, na-recommend. And the whole craze started. So, nagulat kami how big it became.
Pero hindi ko sure kung sikat ba talaga yung F4 nun sa Taiwan. Or dito lang sila sumikat. Maybe or what.
Good question. You know what? I think it has something to do with the Filipino culture. Magaling tayo magpasikat ng mga ano. I mean, I think...
Panay na funny.
Oo, di ba? Ang
Diba?
galing natin gumamit. Well, at that time, hindi pa uso yung social media. Pero, di ba, back then, parang una yung mga Spanish novelas, yung telenovelas na simula,
Diba?
mga Marimar,
Talia. Oo.
Talia, yan. And then eventually, when these Taiwanese telenovelas came about, ayan, napasik. So I think I think it would be unfair to say na hindi siya sikat sa Taiwan. I think there were,
They
but
are.
you know, it was when it only really boomed nung na-show na siya sa TVs natin sa before. So dun. And then I guess when they found that the Filipinos love those kinds of things, sunod-sunod na from that, nagkaroon na rin ng mga eventually our Korean novelas and stuff like that. 'Di ba? Parang ganun lang eh.
Ganun.
Mahilig tayo sumunod sa sikat.
Yes, manghiram ng mga telenovelas.
Oo.
Diba? Oo.
Here at Montesa Medical Group, we've got innovative approaches for your physical look. Montesa Medical Group, results are safe, effective, and worry-free. Enjoy a quiet luxury, a timeless beauty. Here at Montesa.
Anyway.
Yes,
Introduce yourself naman.
Yes, sure. Sige.
Yeah.
So, well, back then when we met, I was still I think I was still finishing up my fellowship, but now I'm proudly I can say I'm already a graduate of Vascular and Interventional Radiology of Heart Center. So, basically, I am a physician, so I work as a doctor, and my subspecialty is vascular interventional radiology. It's not a well-known specialty simply because most people know pag doctor, they know a specific body part. Like kunyari, puso, cardio, stomach, gastro, lung, pulmo, ganun ka agad. Ako kasi as vascular interventional radiologist, I work on many body parts, as in all the mentioned ones, so lungs, liver, kidney. But the unique aspect of my job is that I use imaging to help me do my work, to help diagnose and treat. So what does that mean? I use X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan, pwede din technically MRI, and then fluoroscopy, angiography. All of these things, I use them to help me guide yung needles or catheters through the patient's body through very small incisions, so minimally invasive. So I don't do open surgery or anything like that. So most of the cases that I handle, so yung mga usual emergencies are like stroke, so brain, kunwari we need to take out the clot sa brain, ganyan, or yung mga aneurysm na pumutok, those are the ones that I handle. And then I also usually handle a lot of cancer cases. So usually pag sa cancer, I do the biopsies to take out the specimen so that I can, para malaman, ma-diagnose kung may cancer ba talaga o wala. So anytime na may bukol or something like that, they usually refer to me to get samples of those tissues, papadala sa laboratory, and then the diagnosis can be made. Yan. And then eventually, once diagnosis is made, there are certain also treatments that can be done. So no longer is cancer just surgery and chemo. Meron na rin mga bago na ngayon technologies tayo sa cancer. You can burn them using microwave antennas that have heat, so parang sinusunog mo lang sila, and you don't have to open the body up. You can also direct yung gamot through catheters diretso na dun sa target mong cancer, like kunyari may liver cancer, and then bobombahin mo. Hindi na kailangan yung gamot umikot around the body, so less toxic sa body. Diretso na siya dun sa mismong tumor, so that's what I do as a vascular interventional radiologist. But as I mentioned to you before, other than that, my other passion is really about helping people. So I am actually a facilitator and life coach for Innovate. So that's the name of the company that I work for. I've been with that company since way back 2008, and the reason why I've been doing that kind of work since back 2008 is that it really has helped me and my family come together. Kumbaga parang help us heal from my dad's passing, and when I was able to heal from that very, kumbaga, sad part of my life, I decided I wanted to help others also heal from whatever, whatever traumas or issues they have. So since then, I decided na okay, I'll go on to do this life coaching facilitating work. So I'm able to work, or at least I'm able to help people. Yun nga, not only physically that's help nila, but even emotionally, mentally, in that sense, to support them. So I really believe in that whole holistic approach, parang ganyan. I don't subscribe dun sa dati na okay, something's wrong with you, let's take it out, okay? Or something's wrong with you, I'll give you medication, and then tapos na. Parang for me, very complex ang problems ng mga tao ngayon, and there's so many things na, so many different aspects to look at. So you cannot just, be one track mind lang na ito lang kailangan ayusin, ganyan. So that's what I've that's what I do. Those two things are really and of course other stuff pa, but I think I'll focus on those two lang.
O, di ba nakakabilib yung career niya. Anyway. Sige, balikan natin.
Sure.
Michael, bakit or paano mo na figure out nung bata ka pa na I wanna be a doctor? This is the career that I want. Parang ganun.
Yeah. Actually, this is something that when people always ask me to do career talks, lagi nila natatanong din nga yung question na yan. And the weirdest thing about me is that, well, hindi naman siya weird, but I guess, because my parents are not doctors. My very first influence of, or mind of a doctor is my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, who I call Guakong. So I know Hokkien. That's Guakong is your
Lolo?
Lolo in the mother side. Yeah. So he is a doctor. He is actually even a cardiologist. But the weird thing about him is that he did not practice cardiology. He became principal of our school, yung Uno High School, the school that the family owns. And because of that, but I don't know, I still got inspired that he was a doctor. So kindergarten pa lang, when people started asking me what do you want to be, I started saying doctor without fully realizing what it was. Like, wala akong ka-idea. And then parang nag-lock in na ako dun sa idea na, I want to be a doctor. And then tuloy-tuloy na siya until my dad got sick when he got comatose before I graduated high school. Tama ba? Yeah, So nung papunta akong college, parang lalo pang na-solidify na, okay, my dad's sick, I wanna heal him. So parang, okay, doctor pa rin ang gusto ko mangyari, parang ganyan. So yun yung interesting na parang it never changed. Like I never considered other careers, the whole time. And weirdly enough, when I was in med school, that's when I got introduced to the whole life coaching thing. So parang that's the only time that parang the universe opened up another path for me na, you don't have to be just a doctor. There are other things that you can also do. So so how do I say this for those who are listening? Like yes, I'm one of the few people na parang nag one track mind na, okay, I want to be a doctor, and tuloy-tuloy lang yun na naisip ko. But at the same time, yun nga, along the way, I just opened myself up to other opportunities, and then wala, ayan, good. Pwede palang hindi lang doctor, right? Diba? Oo.
Buti nga nagkaroon ka ng, usually kasi pag doctors, diba, lawyers, all you do is, alam mo na, most of the time, study.
Exactly.
Diba? Nauubos yung oras mo ng pag-aaral. Buti mayroon kang time to think other ways or magkaroon ng hobby or yung itong life coaching nga.
Yeah. You know what? That is what got me through med school, to be honest. Like, if you would ask my relatives when they saw me in med school and I was already done with the life coaching program, they were so surprised. Parang sabi na, you're not the typical med student na we see na stress, walang social life, walang only because yung the life coaching aspect allowed me to, expand myself in terms na, I don't have to be just solely focused on just one thing. Like, if I can juggle these things, kaya to. So parang mas naging, parang mas naging chill yung approach ko. Yung hindi lang ako yung just focus on the books and, yung talagang nagtutok lang sa pag-aaral. I decided to really branch out and see, yung sa life coaching thing na nagawa. And because of that, it allowed me to how do I say it? Parang naging less stressed yung buhay ko kasi parang hindi ako fixated to just one specific thing. So I don't know, I guess some people would say parang yun nga, 'di ba? Parang dapat laser focus ganyan. Pero at the same time then sa akin naman ang nangyari is that okay, so how does the two careers help me in my life right now? Like I told you, my patients are usually critically ill, cancer, ganyan. So if I always focus on that, it can tend to be very depressing in the sense that you see patients who are dying or close to death or in that sense. But the life coaching you see people who are really alive or at least want to be alive again.
Yes.
Parang in that sense, it gives you hope. You see them improve. You see them parang see life anew. So it kumbaga, if you talk about energy work, there's that whole positive negative thing na nagbabalance out. So honestly, the life coaching thing kept me going despite the hardships in med school and stuff like that. So yun, I guess that's how it played out in yung parang yin yang, 'di ba? Parang may a little bit of this and that. So nakatulong siya in how that worked out for me. Yeah.
When you were in med school, was there ever a time na parang sabi mo na nagdalawang isip ka na ito ba talaga yung career na gusto ko, or it became so difficult, parang ganyan? You don't wanna continue. Kasi di ba usually ganun eh. May mga nakikilala ko na nag-shift na siya ng course kasi parang hindi na to sa kanya after how many years na tinitake ngayon, parang ganun. Meron ka bang instance or event na nangyaring ganun dati? Na-feel mo ba yun?
Yeah, actually, so yun nga, there was one subject, and weirdly enough, it was yung gynecology, which is about study of women, and then yun ako muntik na bumagsak. And sa loob ko, sabi ko, oh no, parang is this the universe telling me that I'm not meant to be a doctor or something like that, ganyan. But how did I approach that? I took it more of a challenge. Like, okay, sige, I have to really apply myself more in terms of, understanding the subject more. Like, not just yung, there's a term, yung parang you just wrote memory. Yung minemorize mo lang pero hindi mo inintindi. Parang ganon. So, I went beyond that and really tried to really understand what this was, the subject was about. And when I had a better appreciation of it, and then I passed, sabi ko, okay, so maybe that's how I should approach studying rather than just memorizing everything, right? So, kumbaga hindi lang puro memory work, but really analyze what I'm learning. So yeah, but yes, there was a point na parang sabi ko, shucks, tinetest yata ako kung ito talaga gusto ko. Pero nakatawid naman.
Oo nga. How about yung specialization mo? Kaya alam mo siya, paano mo na siya na-figure out na, ito yung gusto ko?
Okay, so that's the usual thing about, if I don't know how many you've met na, met in practice, and then it's always a question of what specialization will I choose. So with me, because of I don't know if you watch Grey's Anatomy or your viewers watch it. So lahat syempre parang si McDreamy, neurosurgery, it's like the most awesome
top
thing.
Tier, yeah.
Yeah, and so I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. That was my initial, when I was in med school, so much so that in anatomy lab, I would play around with yung brain. And then memorize ko na yung mga parts, ganyan, sobra kung until I got into clerkship, which is the 4th year of med school, where you have to go in duties awards, and you have to scrub in sa mga surgery to help assist. And I think I assisted in a 14-hour or 16-hour case na neurosurgery, and then I told myself, nope, this is not for me. I cannot lock myself in for more than a day in an operating room trying to operate on this tiny, in this brain and ganyan. So sabi ko, shucks, so hindi na neurosurgery. What will I do next? And the answer came to me when I was in internship, which is the year before your board exam. So I interned at Cardinal Santos, and I went through all the different rotations. So internal medicine, surgery, ganyan. And true enough, because I had a knack for surgery, talagang na ko dun sa surgery, nag-excel din ako. In fact, they awarded me most outstanding intern of surgery back then. So they were already recruiting me to be joining their residency. But towards the tail end, I encountered radiology, which is it's just a 2-week elective. Parang ganun, 2 weeks lang siya na exposure. And there's something about looking at the human body from a different perspective. Remember X-rays, diba? Tagus yun sa katawan, ganyan, buto. Something about that just fascinated me, and something really just clicked in my mind when I was looking at it. When I was in med school, I did not understand it at all. In fact, I hope my teachers won't listen to me, but natulugan ko yata yung subject na yun in med school. But when I was in internship, when I started looking at the images and I started, diagnosing, parang nakikita ko na yung how the radiologists arrive at the diagnosis. I was so fascinated. I don't know if you know yung, alam mo yung Dr. House, right? Yung there's a puzzle, there's a mystery, and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with this patient. Parang ganun nangyari sa akin, like every x-ray, anong sakit kaya nito? Every CT scan, ano kaya? So I was so fascinated at the process. In fact, napansin ako nung isang senior resident doon, and then he made me read a CT sonogram, which is about a CT scan of the kidneys and stuff like that. And sabi na, sige nga, tayo mo nga kung maintindihan mo to, parang ganyan. And I was like, okay, so talagang chinaga ako, tinignan ko, and just something just clicked, something just attracted, that to me. I guess it still has something to do with my, parang, I would like to say parang talent or something in my head. I like to figure things out. As in, I like to, alam mo yung solve things and, parang ganyan, parang mystery, ganyan. And for me, ganun ang human body when it comes to, radiology. Like, use X-ray, CT, MRI, ultrasound to figure out what's wrong with the person. And in fact, you are one of the first few people who will know what's wrong before the doctor actually knows. Kasi syempre sa kanila parang, inuubo ka, papadala ka pa nila for X-ray para makita kung may pneumonia ka ba or wala, diba? So yun, so that whole process really fascinated me, and so much so, umabot din because technology advanced na rin. Dati, plaka ang X-ray, but now X-rays and whatever can be sent over the internet already. So you can do teleradiology. You could be in a different country and still read and still work. So that one also attracted me na parang, I can work anywhere. I don't have to be tied down to a clinic. I don't have to, I don't have to parang just stay put and then wait for patients to come to me, right? So, I could be at the comfort of my own home and still do my work, parang ganyan. So that one also attracted me about radiology. And yeah, so that's when I decided that I wanted to pursue this as my specialization. And then eventually, yung sumunod, yung subspecialization ko, yung vascular intervention radiology, that's when I got back yung part about the neurosurgery. So, di ba, neurosurgery, you treat aneurysms and ganyan. Kaya pala mag-treat na aneurysm without opening the brain up. So, it doesn't have to take 14 hours or whatnot, So, parang sabi ko, okay, sige, so I wanna pursue this also. Kaya, so parang, alam mo yun, yung, what I realized in my life is that there's the things that I want somehow resonate with the things that I got. Kumbaga parang, okay, I want to help people. Okay, doctor, I want to help people. Life coaching. I want to, have a lifestyle that allows me to be more free. Okay, radiology. I want to still be able to treat patients. Intervention. So parang things panned out still. Alam mo yun, yung kumbaga parang as long as I got the generic of what I really want, and then whatever I do relates to that. So yun, I guess that's how it worked out.
Okay. Segue question lang. Kanina
Go.
pa naisip to. Curious lang ako. Kapag ba nagsa-surgery ka, let's say, sa brain, or
Yes.
may aneurysm or something,
Yes.
ikaw lang mismo yung doctor sa OR or meron pang isang doctor to like...
Yeah, usually, well, depends. Some doctors like to work alone, like sila lang. But most often than not, they will have assistant. So like there'll be you and then the main physician, and then they'll have an assistant who's either a resident or a fellow. And so yun. Sometimes in complex cases, there'll be about 2 or 3 consultants, meaning talagang all specialists. So pinagtutulungan nila yung case, lalo na pag complex. Yeah, so it's like It's like, when you fly an airplane, may co-pilot ka pa rin. Parang ganyan.
Yeah. Parang yung napapanood ko kasi sa Grey's Anatomy dati.
Di ba? Lagi sila magkatapat, di ba?
Kasabi. So wait, nanonood pang mga...
Yeah. Yes, that really happens. Yeah, that really happens. So, correct.
Fanay ka ba ng Grey's Anatomy?
Yes, but I stopped to a certain point. I can't remember anong season to.
Haba kasi no?
Haba na. But I heard it was being renewed again, or parang may nakita ko news, di ba?
Yes.
So Grey's Anatomy daw is, parang basta isa na yun sa mga one of the longest running TV series na rin natin, di ba?
Sa medical drama, anong favorite mong TV series?
Medical drama, I think, yun nga, because of the nature of the mysteries and stuff, I would still think of House.
House, okay.
Yeah, House.
Mas gusto mo siya.
Yeah, hindi, kasi only because mas real, paano ba? Well, actually, medyo din, exaggerant si House eh. Diba? I mean, the premise of House is, or at least the question that will be posed to you is, would you rather have a doctor hold your hand while you're dying, or would you rather have a doctor who treats you badly, but you live?
Yeah.
So, di ba, which doctor would you like? Pero sasabihin ng tao, syempre gusto ko yung nire-respeto ko at magpapagaling sa akin. Pero House is not like that, di ba? House is a jerk. So, but he's a very intelligent jerk. Like, he can, and then yung mga morals din niya, questionable, so stuff like that. Actually, the House episodes can be used to teach ethics kasi ang dami niyang nilalabag. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the medical mystery aspect really gets to me. Yung sa part about yung sa Grey's Anatomy and sa medyo kasi doon syempre na-hype nila yung relationships.
Yeah,
yung
drama talaga.
Hindi lang I mean, okay sana kung drama lang, pero sa kanila, di ba, pati who hooks up with who, mga ganyan. Sabi ko, wow, parang hindi naman ganun talaga sa hospital eh.
Pero kapag nanonood ka ng mga TV medical drama, many times ba or most of the time ba natatawa ka kasi sa movie hindi talaga nangyayari sa totoong buhay? Aside dun sa Tia.
Yeah. Well, yes. Oo. I mean, in the sense na, pero some of them can be really accurate. There's a new one. I'll endorse it here na rin. Yung The Pitt.
The Pitt. Ay, hindi ko pa narinig
yan. HBO
yan.
yata siya. Sa HBO. One of the most accurate.
The Pitt. Okay.
Yeah, The Pitt. P-I-T?
Yeah.
Sige yung title. Sa HBO yan. In fact, they're so accurate, they have Filipino nurses on the show.
Ay, okay. Yan tayo
emergency room.
nakikita ko mga, clips.
Sobrang accurate daw. Yun. And I watched it and sabi ko, nga, no? Parang ganun. And realistic talaga yung mga nangyayari. So, okay. Yeah. This is so... But yeah, so... Go ahead.
Pag nanonood ako ng Grey's Anatomy, dati naisip ko, paano kaya ako mayroon akong friend na doctor o kaya doctor ako? Ano kaya yung nakakatawa dito sa episode na to? Kasi alam ko, hindi ganito yung nangyayari sa totoong buhay. Alam yung mga ganun. Wala lang.
Yeah. Well, I think, they make it so I guess they make it entertaining enough. Pero syempre, they have to put high stakes. Like, yun nga, yung may episode na may bomba sa ganyan. Parang, oh my gosh, para pag nangyari yun sa Pilipinas, good luck na lang. Takbuhan na lang lahat ng tao. Wala ng protocol dito.
Diba?
Oo. Well, actually, meron pa yung mga mag-chismis siguro. Instead na mag-evacuate, parang lalo pa silang
diba? Nakatatlong episode na. Hindi pa rin puputok yung bomba.
Hindi. Kulit no? Pero okay. Shucks, I'm gonna diss yung Ang pinaka nakakaano kasi, pag sa Filipino, when we do our medical, I don't know if they really consult doctors about it. Meron yung naka-intubate pero nagsasalita. Something like that.
For sure, GMA yan.
Ay, grabe naman. I didn't name pero ang point ko lang is, we have a lot of doctors and technically you could ask them what makes it more realistic and diba? So,
hindi ko alam kung tinatamad yung mga...
Kasi I've seen Korean medical and accurate yung nila, like how they portray pag mga I guess we're just more hooked on the drama than the science. Maybe that's
hindi natin.
Pero kasi sa kanila, I don't know, you watch Good Doctor, mga ganun. Ang ganda nung nila, nung the way that as in, magpapayak talaga sila yung Korean version ng Good Doctor. Talagang papayakin ka with their drama. But tama naman yung science behind. So parang, whoa.
Ang galing yan.
Yeah, diba? So parang you can achieve both naman eh. Maybe lang, dito talaga kailangan mas importante yung drama.
Para umabot ng 5 episode daw.
Oo nga. At saka mas maraming luha at tumagot pa. Pero kaso imbis na nagluluha yung mga tao, tumatawa sila. Nakakapagsalita ako. Anyway.
Okay. Dahil naman sa pagiging light naman, paano ka
Go.
nagko-cope ng stress sa work?
Mm.
Anong ginagawa mo outside your work para kapag ka, there are cases or patients na hindi maganda or nakaka-stress, anything?
Right. So, as I said, the life coaching thing really helped because in the sense that it gave me tools also to cope with yung mga ganong klaseng stressors.
Mhm.
I think one of the most important things that we will humbly learn in terms of being a doctor is that we are not gods. We cannot save everyone. We cannot, parang we would really just do our best for each and every patient that we can.
Mhm.
And to not take it upon ourselves if if the patient doesn't make it. It's not really more about, hindi siya personal negligence. In terms, it's more like I did my best for this patient and this is yung nagawa ko. So that alone pa lang malaki ng yan sa tulong na yan because it protects from self-blame, from having low self-worth kasi nga you did not quote unquote parang you'd blame yourself, oh, you did not do the good job, you're not good enough as a doctor, mga ganon, all those negative self-talk, so naiiwasan yan.
Mhm.
At the same time also, pag mga stressful yung mga schedules, I guess what really helps also is that being able to, one of my coping mechanism pag sobrang stress sa work in terms of sa hospital, I will tend to quote unquote shut off my brain at home. So pagdating sa bahay, it's really just put on a show or a movie na I don't really have to think much about watching. Hindi yung kailangan ko i-analyze or whatnot.
Mhm.
So it helps parang in a way distract lang yung thoughts So for me that's one of the ways that I usually cope.
Cope with.
Yeah. And then of course before, when I was still in residency, one of the biggest coping mechanisms we had was that we had a group of residents na magkakaibigan from different departments. And we called it the Moksha group. Moksha because there's this restaurant before, it's not there anymore, in Real Hills, a bar, Moksha. And then we would go there for drinks and then after work to distress, ganyan lang. So that one really helped a lot. And to this day, these are really the friends of friends that I have. Not just because they're my colleagues, but they're because of that, yung na-form na yun na you've been through thick and thin together, may na-form na bond sa inyo, and now you're friends more than just being colleagues. Talagang, alam mo, naging solid yung barkadahan namin dun. So yeah, that also helps a lot. So I guess, yeah, I mean, yeah, protecting yourself mentally and then also having a group social friends, yung social to help you through troubles, ganyan. Those things for me helped a lot. Those two things, yeah.
Okay, nabanggit mo si life coaching nga na ginagawa mo siya on the side. So,
Yes.
can you share yung story kung paano ka na-introduce sa Innovate or sa
Yeah.
life coaching? Yes.
Yeah. So I was in second year med school then, and I got a message from a senior of mine sa high school. So meaning, so med school na ako nito, di ba? So parang, schoolmate ko siya, 1 year higher sa akin. Her name was Heidi. And then sabi na, Mick, you know what, seeing you and I think you are a good fit for this program. Parang ganon. And then sabi ko, anong program yan? It's a leadership program. And alam niyang leader kasi ako dahil, in college, I was part of the student council and I mean yung parang COA. So alam niya yung naging ROTC ako, ganyan. So alam niya I have a knack for leadership. So, under that guy, sabi ko, nagme-med school ako, parang, di ba, parang, why would I take on another, leadership program while I'm in med school? And I don't know, something about the way she invited me, parang made me realize, there's something more to this program than just leadership. So, it was a weekend, so I decided, sige, I'll attend. And that was a complete 180 for me. Only because that weekend really surfaced yung mga issues that I had, especially with my family, with my dad passing away and not being, feeling guilty about it. I had to, parang in a way, I became aware of it nung weekend na yon, and then I had to address it, like what I was gonna do about it. And because of that shift, I decided to continue the program. So that was a 2-day weekend na flex, and then I went to the advanced, which is 4 days back then, and then I even went to the leap program, which is a 60 to 70-day coaching program. I went through all three only because every step of the way I felt like I was getting, I was healing, but at the same time I was also becoming more me. One of the things that I recall, that was my defense mechanism back then, and I guess I used to think that it was something na pwede kong gamitin as a doctor, was that I was, earliest then, may nonchalant na. Yung stoic na ako, hindi ako nakakaramdam. Like, ganun. Parang ganun.
Okay.
Like, very mental person ako. Like, I would address things matter-of-factly. But during that whole, yung innovate, yung whole, trilogy process, I learned how to get more in touch with my feelings again. I learned how to use that as an effective way to inspire myself and others. So dun na form yung core ko of becoming a facilitator or life coach, when I started using that, being able to tap into those emotions, and actually to a certain extent, parang allowing myself to be more empathic. I can sense other people's pain and stuff. That allowed me to really get good in life coaching. But it also made me a better doctor as well, because I could be more be more in touch with my patients on an emotional level, which is weird, because you would see sa mga TV shows that, diba, doctors have to be professional, or parang you have to set up a barrier, ganyan. So yun nga, parang paradoxical, but you know what? There are, if you watch Patch Adams before, diba, parang tama sinabi ni Patch Adams, you fight a disease, you win or you lose. But if you treat a disease, you win or you lose. But if you treat a patient, you always win. Nanalo ka parate kasi nakita mo, they're seen, they're heard, they're valued. Alam mo yun, you're not just treating them as a disease, you're treating them as a person. So sobrang nag-resonate yun sa akin talaga nun. Kaya sabi ko, okay. So yeah, and the rest was history. I just decided to just keep doing this kind of work. And it sustains me, because every time the program ends and I see people coming up to me thanking me about their newfound awareness about their life, parang for me that you cannot, hindi siya nababayaran in terms of, it's fulfilling to hear that kind of gratitude.
So for people naman pala, can you share yung mga programs ninyo? Maybe may mga listener kami na gusto mag-undergo ng life coaching.
Yeah. So basically you can find us on the company on Facebook and Instagram. It's innovate.ph, INNOV8 as in 8.ph. And so usually we have the list of programs there. But the very first one that you'll get introduced to is the FLEX program, the Foundations of Leadership Excellence, for which I am one of the facilitators there. And when people ask me what the FLEX is all about, I would say it's really a self-discovery program that allows you to be more aware of why your results in life are such. Meaning, if there are certain things in your life that you don't like, you get to find out what actions contribute to that, and you even beyond the actions, you even understand what beliefs contribute to that. Or what paradigms you have that contribute to the result. So here we're really just allowing people to really have more awareness about what's going on in their life, and that should they want to do something about it, that they have the choice to work on it. I think that's the empowering part of the. It's not that letting you know na, oy, may problema ka, but it's letting you know that you can do something about it. Right? So yeah, that's the flex, and that's actually just a 2-day course. It usually happens on a Saturday and Sunday. So we have that siguro every other month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are about two programs every other month. Yeah.
Mhm.
So kailan bang next? The next one is this coming August na yata, August 2 and 3. Parang ganun yata.
Magfa-facilitate ka pa rin.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm one of the facilitators on the August 2-3, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. Yeah, I'm slated
Mhm.
for that. So yun. It's actually, masegue ko lang. So yes, that's one of the things we do. But I'll share with you now. I just finished the ALC, the advanced, for 70. Wait, no, 75 deaf students. Deaf, as in deaf. They
Okay.
get, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was such a powerful experience kasi nga I know some basic sign language. I learned it way back before. Part of a life coaching. I was already part of the program pre-pandemic with the deaf, and just recently they revived it again post-pandemic, and we were just so happy because there were 75 students who just graduated, and all of them were deaf. And sobrang sa akin nun, sobrang touching sa akin kasi when I experienced them. And iba yung nakikita mong trust, like they welcome you as part of their tribe. If they can understand you sign, they really appreciate it. It's like, I mean, like if you go to a different country and then suddenly you speak their language and then they're so happy you're speaking their language. Diba nakikita mo sa mukha nila?
Yes.
Ganun din sila. So when I sign sa kanila, when I do my interpretation sa kanila, and when I try to say, sobrang nakatutok sila sa akin na yung I get their attention, sobrang fulfilling. And then of course, this is the same work that I do, part of that. So these deaf are also being encouraged to make their lives work, that that being deaf is not a disability, that being deaf could be their stepping stone to something greater. So and of course ang namin dyan, if the deaf can do it, paano pa pag sa taong hearing, and you have all your faculties with you. So if they can do it, everybody else should be able to do it, right? Parang ganyan. So yun, it's such a powerful experience that I had. So that's what I had just the last weekend nung we held it. It's a 3-day seminar naman. That's the second part. That's the advanced leadership course naman. So yun. Truly, some people would ask me, parang sayang naman weekend mo, hindi pa pahinga mo na lang yan? You know what? Even though it's work, kasi nga you still have to attend. Like we start sessions at about like kami facilitators, we have to be there like 7:30 in the morning, ganyan. We end at about 6 p.m. at night. So buong day na but the reward is so, alam mo yun, parang
after.
so fulfilling after talaga. And you see their bright smiling faces, so happy, so empowered to really take on life again. Parang wala parang yes, pagod ka, pero it's a happy pagod. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
And for me, I'd rather have that happy pagod than just yung I mean,
Chill
yung
ka lang.
chill ka lang na no. Yeah. Although I mean, baka sabihin nila workaholic. No. I mean, of course there are still days that you have downtime. I have downtime for myself. So pag pag walang masyadong procedures, ganyan talaga, I just spend the day at home watching TV series and stuff like that. But yun nga, the weekends supposedly are kasi di ba parang weekends yun yung time na to go out and whatnot. Ayun, I still spend it with these programs simply because they're really, really fulfilling.
So about the levels naman, Michael. So sabi mo ang una ay flex, right?
Yes.
And then what's the second one? Meron bang?
The second one is called the Advanced Leadership course. It's a 3-day program. And so the flex was parang flex, just allowing you to parang mukhang liway, like awareness, like
introduction.
Introduction. This is what's happening in my life. ALC, they really zone in on what's holding you back. They really zoom in on that. So it's a 3-day program, and the process is really it's an experiential process also, by the way, that allows you to really go and dig deep down to what's weighing down on you, or should I say what's holding you back. so that you're ready for the third program, which is the LEAP program, the Leadership Excellence Achievement Program, which is a 60 to 70-day program wherein
Wow.
dito, it's not that you meet every day. You're assigned a personal life coach per person, and then here you go after your goals na. So in a sense, so Flex, you're aware of what's of what beliefs create the results. In ALC, you really hone in on zoom in and address what these beliefs that are holding you back. But in the LEAP, because you're now supposedly unburdened, and in the LEAP program here, practicum na to. Okay, let's make your life work. Show us the results of what it is to live an empowered life. What can you do? Can you make your dreams come true in a month or so, like in 60, 70 days? Yung
Paano may
matagal
mga
mo na
check-ins with
Yeah,
your
yeah.
coach? Oh,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
parang
And then
gusto ko
at
na
the start of
nito,
the program.
Michael.
Oh, why not? It's there. I guess we can. I mean, of course, for everyone, and we can. I can show you the all the stuff na but the information is on our website, and yun nga. Yung this coming weekend is actually the 96th program already. LEAP 96.
Okay.
Let love lead yung theme nila. Let love lead. And I'll be facilitating with them then also this weekend. And yun. So the next batch of this trilogy will be for the fourth quarter na. So it will start with the Flex August, and then the ALC in September, and then the LEAP will be October, November, December. Parang ganun siya. Every quarter yan, may ganyan kami.
Can you share yung mga, let's say, sample goals ng mga nag-sign up sa...
Okay. Yeah. So, before, I know of somebody na ang dream niya is magkaroon ng car. Tango Red na Vios. Ganyan. And so, yun ang ginol niya for the next 60 to 70 days. So, she worked for the money. She nagkalakal goal siya na and then...
And then the life coach should be like checking in. Meron bang mga parang assignments? What does it...
So, basically, the life coach... basically, number one, the life coach acts as your accountability person, right? But not only that, beyond that, the life coach kasi also helps you understand what's going on with your life, like as you go for your goals, right? So the check-ins really is a way for you to understand, like, okay, I'm going after this. What's parang in a sense, what are your motivations? What's stopping you? Ganyan. So these are really being clarified along the process, along the way. But of course, that's just a very small aspect of this. Kasi the LEAP program, yun nga, since 60 to 70 days dyan, you don't only work with a life coach. You also have your fellow students who help you push along the way. So may community effect din. Oo, may group ka. It's not just one-on-one.
Okay.
So yeah, so may class din siya. May mga class, we call it intensive. So every month, diba sabi ko, this last quarter, October, November, December. So every month may intensive where the whole class meets. And then every week you will meet with your parang micro group, your small group, your So may ganun klase siyang structure. And the structure really there is there to really support you go after your goals. Yun lang naman yung use nung structure na yun. And along the way kasi, people will get challenged again by what? Yung mga dati nilang beliefs, they will resurface. And then basically, the program is there to help encourage you by making you go see past those ineffective beliefs that you have before. So, like, I remember this one student, ang niya is, ang goal niya dapat sa start ng program is, kasi sa sales siya makota niya yung first quarter sales niya in the 60 to 70 day program. Dahil sa sobrang empowered niya, in the first quarter, nakuha niya yung sales for the year, target.
Wow, okay.
So, tapos na siya for the year. Parang gano'n, right?
Okay.
So yun yung some of the parang goals na and here we don't only talk about professional, there's also like personal goals. So may mga nag-weight goal din, may mga may mga nag-relationship goal. So in the sense that not to really just look at relationship parang Hello? Parang wala yung video.
Ayan,
Ayun.
hello.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, relationship goal. And nagugulat sila kasi it's not just addressing yung finding a partner, but it's forming a relationship with themselves first.
Mhm.
Yun. So parang dun pa lang na ano sila na they become the type of person that attracts the type of person they want. Parang ganun na
Oh,
nangyayari.
yeah.
So,
Okay, ang galing.
and you know what? Sorry, just to ano lang, I remember something. You remember Shield, SCHILD?
What's that?
The studios, Shield, SCHILD.
Oh, yeah,
Studios?
yeah. Si Benj.
Benj is a coach of our program.
Yeah,
Yes,
he told me.
he is.
Yes.
He is. And pati yung ano niya. So actually, Shield is one of the places that some of the go to also for that. Kasama yan sa ano namin, sa ibang ginagawa. I mean, it's not mandatory. Like, it's one of the activities you can do. Kasi nga, to feel about yourself, feel better, and di ba, kasama na rin yun sa pwedeng like forming a new you, di ba? Parang ganyan.
Okay.
Ayun.
Ang galing.
Ayun.
Naging success na yung Shield, Grabe.
Oo
Galing ako
nga.
ng Shield. Nag-photoshoot ulit ako sa kanila last month.
Nice.
Ang
Oo.
laki na ng place nila. Grabe.
Yeah, actually they had a special thing for the LGBT community. Pero parang basta may pinost siya na parang they had a special.
Is it Pride Month kasi?
Oo, parang
Ayan,
ganon.
ayan.
And then they had a activity na ganon. Yan ang nag-post sila. But yeah, Benj is a coach. So
Hanggang ngayon, active pa si Benj.
I think so. I'm not sure when he's coaching again though. But yes, he. I was with him the last time he coached.
Okay.
So yun. Yeah.
Nakakatuwa
So,
naman.
Nakakatuwa, diba? Kaya nga very interesting.
Ayun. Thank you for sharing yung side ng life coaching mo. So,
Yes.
can you invite our listeners kung saan ka ma-reach out? I mean, pwede silang mag-inquire, mag-sign up for the life coaching. And, kung mabubuk ka ba nila? Specifically, ikaw.
Oh, no. Well, actually, the thing is, it really takes a village, right? So, for me as a facilitator, so I really work part of the facilitating team. We oversee the coaches who handle the student themselves. So, I don't really do yung personal coaching like one-on-one, only because for me, as effective as it is for some, I really believe in the way that a community helps, like the group, pushes people up. Mas iba yung effect nila than just the one-on-one. So there you go. And then as far as yun nga, for those listening, if they're really interested about our programs, yun nga, just check out our Instagram. It's innovate.ph. And if you have some personal questions or you can, like queries, meron din sa Facebook doon, Innovate.ph. And then you can also reach me, Michael Pineda on Facebook, and Pineda MD on Instagram. So those are the places where you can ask. If you have any other questions that you'd like to inquire about the program, I can also help for that.
Nice. Okay. And how about the medical side? Saan ka ngayon?
Oh, okay. For the medical side, actually, I'm on Series MD. It's an app, so they can search me there. But usually, kasi my patients are by referral, meaning they go to their neurologist first or surgeon or
And i-refer sa
yeah, i-refer sa akin. But the places I work out usually are Cardinal Santos Medical Center, Heart Center, Chinese General Hospital. Those are the hospitals that I frequent here in Manila.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.
Grabe, ang
Thank
tagal
you.
na natin di nag-usap. But thank
Oo
you.
nga.
Like, grinant mo yung aking request na mag-guest ka sa podcast.
I'm honored to have been able to join you here.
Next time, naman, in person.
Oo nga, why not? Oo,
Diba?
Sure. Oo.
Ayun. So, guys, for anyone listening, I'll be sharing the links ng Facebook mo, Michael, okay lang? And
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
the Innovate page ng
Yeah.
Facebook, and then yung website nila if you guys are interested. So, thanks for listening, babe. See you on my next one. Buyers. Thanks, Michael. Special thanks to Montesa Medical Group, Aesthetic Center, Advanced Dermatology, Age Management, and Plastic Surgery. Timeless beauty, safe and worry-free.